we are drawn together and we are better for it. When you see others as part of this amazing tapestry of life, the next step is to admit what you want and step forward toward it. What is the door to a limitless life? What would you want to see on the other side of it? Because on the other side of that door, the beauty of having a limitless life is you don't know what's going to happen exactly. Hello and welcome back. I'm your host, Leah Dunlap, and this is the Oracle on Purpose podcast, where we help conscious founders and entrepreneurs find their path to purpose and prosperity and a limitless life. So today I want to talk to you a little bit about this. Let me ask you this. When was the last time you felt limitless? Not just busy, of course, not just booked and burnout, but bold, brilliant, bursting with purpose, so powerful it kept you up at night. It's the best way. It's really the only way. The door to a limitless life, that's what we're looking for. What is the door to a limitless life? What is your door to a limitless life? Most women, entrepreneurs, and conscious founders, leaders out there that I meet, when they're talking with me one on one, they're stuck spinning in circles, staring at ceilings that they know they were born to shatter. And that's it. They know there is something more. And instead of going for it, they find themselves stuck regurgitating old stories about doubts, insecurities, fears of what will happen. When the reality is that limitless door has been there the whole time, right? They just had to step up and walk through it. They just had to find the courage and the commitment and perhaps even the audacity, really, to move towards the door, open it, and step through. Now, why don't they? What stops them from doing that? I just want to talk about that for a minute because I think if you're listening to this now and you're like, yeah, that's me. I know I have so much more I can offer. I know that there is so much more I could be doing in my life or my business. And I just feel like I'm not sure what the next step should be. Or maybe I'm not even sure where the door is. I'm not even sure where the exit, right, is from where I am today. And I want you to know that it doesn't have to be an all or nothing. It doesn't have to be giving up everything you've learned, everything you've trained on, everything you know, just to have something different. And I think that's a really important piece because I think when people are stuck in that circle, that's one of the things that they keep spinning around. What are my friends going to think? What is my family going to think? What am I going to really get if I leave all of this behind? Is it worth it? Is it worth it to change directions at 40, 50, 60 years old or more? Is it really what I'm meant to be doing? Am I just being selfish? Maybe that some of these thoughts or ideas or questions have come across your mind. So I want you to imagine a circle of incredible founders, just like you, capable, strong, intelligent, gifted, even. People who have gone through their early careers and lives and have been successful, have risen through the ranks, have gained either financial wealth or, have created an experience in their lives that has changed and impacted an entire arena of what they do. It could be that from the outside, it looks perfect. From the outside, people perceive you as so much more than you actually think you are. And so you start to create, again, these doubts and fears about what is possible. All these leaders, all these creators, they're wildly ambitious, like you, except they're not white knuckling it anymore. They're stepping through that door. They're taking on the passion and the purpose that they know is inside of themselves, and they're moving into something greater, something that ignites a fire in them, gives them a sense of purpose, a direction, right? A horizon point to lean into, to look forward to every day when they get up. That's what it's like to walk through the door to a limitless life. It's saying that what you know before doesn't disappear, it comes with you, right? The knowledge, the experience, you take it with you and you build from there something even better. Yes, please, more, please. That's the phrase we like to share. What is that for you? Do you even know? Recently, I was on a podcast and I was asked, like, when you are working with clients, where do you start? And this is it. Do you even know what you want? Do you even know what is the most amazing version of your life? Have you ever given yourself the chance to really sit back and vision that, to imagine it? Do you think it's possible? Or perhaps, like many others before you, you're scaling your business, throwing things at the wall, trying lots of different things, changing programs, changing titles, moving around your business to try to get more business and still feeling out of balance, out of alignment, frustrated. What if you had the clarity? What if you had a community? What if the cash flow really flowed, right? What if that version is not only possible, but that's the thing that's calling you forward every day? That's the thing that is asking you to step through the door, right? The desire to have a life that feels as good as it looks. What would that be like for you? What if you could tap into the law of attraction with precision and power on your terms? I'm Leah Dunlap, and in my audiobook, Power Up the Law of Attraction, I give you the no fluff blueprint to create a life of purpose, prosperity, and peace. Ready to stop manifesting by accident and start creating with intention? Download Power Up the Law of Attraction now on Audible. Now, back to the show. I have spent 30 years in this industry of helping other people. I started in 1994. Now, like many of you, alongside of doing this work, I was moving through a 9 to 5 job. I say moving through because I don't think I was ever committed to any of the 9 to 5 jobs to the depth that I was committed to the work I did on the weekends, at nights, and vacations, and when I would take time off to go and do my real work. And so I always thought they would be that. I always thought there'd be the woo-woo, deep, transformational work on one side, helping people, seeing them shift not only their lives, but their businesses, and the strong, steady corporate slog, to be honest. I thought that's how it worked for a long time. But this idea, this concept of really living a limitless life never went away. Somewhere inside of me, for all of the time that I can remember, I knew that there had to be more. I knew that having fun, being excited about your life, enjoying the company, the people that you spend time with, creating things with the work that you do that matter, that have an impact, and that also bring you a wonderful abundance, right? To bring the wealth and the power along with it. I always knew both were possible, that you didn't have to give up one for the other. And so when I finally walked away from my work in the corporate field, and I was in sales and I was in marketing and I was in operations, I took all of that information. I took all of that experience of how to run an organization, how to create sales, and how to advertise and market and speak to your consumer, your client, your customer, right? So that they could hear you. I took all of that knowledge with me. It didn't go away. And what happened is I got to use it, and I get to still use it with my founders and the entrepreneurs that I work with to help them understand, like, you don't have to treat one of these versions as less than, right? You can incorporate your own intuitive gifts, your own knowings, your own intelligence, your own consciousness into what you create. And you can use the tools of a traditional business to do it. If you can imagine for yourself that the time that you spend with other founders allows you to not only focus on the tactical, right? The practical side of business. It also gives you the chance to expand and explore your conscious mind, your intentions, your intuitions, your vision, your guidance, your own knowing, so that you're doing both together, not side by side, but integrated. And when we actually do integrate that, then people get to use their full breadth of knowledge, not just their knowing educational knowledge, right? Not just their traditional educational knowledge, but their full knowing of their capacity to expand energy, to connect with other people, to listen and receive messages, nudges, insights, so that they can make better decisions, more aligned decisions. And with that, they get to they get to step through a door of limitless life that looks nothing and so much more than what they had before. So that when they wake up in the morning and when you wake up in the morning, you get to have the experience that says, what is in this day for me? What do I get to do today? Who am I being when I step into a boardroom or have lunch with my friends or meet someone after work for a drink or a conversation, right? Or travel with a group of friends or comrades in the founders world who are also talking about things at such a high level, not just for themselves and their own businesses, but for the world. Because life is too short for small dreams, and you're too brilliant to play small. And if you've been playing small, if you find yourself clipping your own wings just to fit into boxes that were never meant to hold you, this is your invitation. What does it take for you to choose to step forward in your own life? Is it time for you to admit to yourself that you do have bigger dreams? Dreams that are outside of the scope of the work you're doing now? Or is it time for you to admit that the work that you're doing would be so much more rich and full if you took time to vision and hold space for that internal nudge that tells you what to do next, which project to take on, and which to step aside from, no matter what it looks like on paper? Perhaps even better, which relationships and partnerships would be the most fulfilling, not just for you and your business, but for the world. This is the life of limitless possibility that's on the other side of the door. When you know yourself, know what you want, when you see others as part of this amazing tapestry of life, people, humanity that you get to participate, collaborate, and enjoy time with in creation, in exploration, solving the world's problems together. When we put our energy and intention into a focus that has humanity's best at heart, we are drawn together and we are better for it. That collaboration, the consciousness that is built in that circle allows more beauty, more depth, more inspiration to be multiplied than we can do on our own. And that's why I created the Limitless Life Club, honestly. I knew it. The vision I had was clear. It's not just about what your goals are in your life or your business. It's what those goals are toward fulfilling your unique life purpose here. And knowing that it's not about one person, knowing that it is about how we build that community together. So if that sounds interesting to you, make sure that you reach out because we'd love to invite you to join us in the Limitless Life Club because we are getting ready to do some incredible things. First among them, soon enough, is to travel together to Greece next May of 2026. And when we do that, you'll get to have the actual experience of stepping through that door, leaving all of the naysayers, the self doubt, the woulda, shoulda, couldas, right? even the yeah buts that might be passing through your mind, leaving that all behind. And instead, stepping into a playful arena, which we call like the fun factory of what is possible. What if this is possible? How can we together as a group, right? As humanity, how can we together build something so phenomenal, so incredible, and so life affirming that it just lights each of us up more than we've ever been lit up before? It becomes its own self generating energy field. And we together get to watch that expansion, that growth. Because with that, right, as a community, we're not only growing something for individuals, we're taking that individual desire, that impetus from inside of ourselves, and creating a synergy with others that allows it to multiply. And the benefits and the rewards of what we create get to move out into the world. So when we look at that door, the one that might be marked limitless life right now in your mind, what would you want to see on the other side of it? Do you know? Do you allow yourself to play outside of your everyday life? Do you get up every morning knowing what you're going to do for the day, go to bed knowing what you're going to do for the next day? Or are you open minded? Are you leaning into the very next thing that is possible? Are you playing with new technology, new ideas, new communication styles? Or are you perhaps putting your head in the sand, just keeping your head, your nose to the grindstone, as they say, and trying to get from point A to point B without anyone else noticing or bothering you or messing up, your perfectly planned day? Now, if that's you, I gotta say, this isn't for you. Because on the other side of that door, the beauty of having a limitless life is you don't know what's going to happen exactly. You can determine where you want to point your life. You can do that in alignment with who you really are and why you're here and what you're born to actually create. And, not but, and it could be so much better than you could ever imagine. Your only step, the next step, is to admit what you want and step forward toward it, one step after the other. And because we create a community around you that supports you when you might get a little bit shaky, right? When it feels better to just go back to the way things are, to encourage you and support you and remind you that the beauty of living a limitless life isn't about knowing what's going to happen every minute of your life for the next, 5, 10, 20, 30 years. It's about knowing that every moment you are living limitlessly. And if that sounds good, you should reach out so we can talk more about how you can become a part of the Limitless Life Club. But for today, just remember to focus on what you really do want and take the next step so that you can go get it. All right. Thanks for watching me. Please subscribe, pound the button below, hit the bell, do the thing, and make sure you come back next time so you can watch our fellow founders and entrepreneurs share their stories about how they are on purpose and living their own limitless lives today. Thanks so much. I'm Leah Dunlap. This is the Oracle on Purpose podcast.